call tonight's meeting to order. Roll call, please, Lisa.
Mrs. Calippa?
Here.
Ms. Burnett?
Here.
Ms. Lynch? Here. Mr. Merritt?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Prater?
Here.
Mr. Rose?
Here.
Mr. Schreck?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Okay, stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd like to make note of executive session August 10th, 2020 for personnel and potential litigation, and August 17th, 2020 for contract negotiations and personnel issues. Are there any public comments regarding the agenda tonight? I know most of you are here for band or sports or extracurricular. Anybody with regard to what is on the agenda tonight? We'll address your concerns at the end of the meeting then. Be it resolved that the Board of School Directors of Crawford Central School District hereby approves the following minutes. The special board meeting of August 10th, 2020, and committee of the whole meeting of August 17th, 2020. And I need a motion.
So moved.
Melissa?
Second.
Second? Kevin? Thank you. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We'll move to committee reports. Curriculum, Melissa Burnett, please.
Be it resolved that the Board of School Directors of Crawford Central School District hereby approves the School Resource Officer Agreement with the City of Meadville for a term of August 24th, 2020 through June 30th, 2023. And I so move.
And I need a second.
Second.
Delwood, thank you. Questions or comments?
I have a few comments on that. I've never voted for this, nor will I tonight. I believe if things are that bad that we need one, it would be obvious if nothing else. And just to have them there to teach kids how to behave themselves, it's way too late by the time it gets to a resource officer. And I do not particularly care for someone in a uniform and a gun in our schools. I guess that's all I have.
Okay. Anybody else? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries 8-1. Finance, Jeff Rose, please.
Resolved that the Board of School Directors of Crawford Central School District hereby approves the following financial activities: the Treasurer's Report for June and July, the financial statements for June and July, and the payment of the bills for July and August, and I so move.
And a second, please.
Second.
Kevin? Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
And also the payment of bills for Girardi separately here, and I so move.
Second.
Who was that?
Second.
Kevin, thank you. Questions or comments?
Abstain due to conflict of interest.
Okay, thank you, Delwood. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 8 yeas and 1 abstention. Personnel policies. Approval be resolved that the Board of School Directors of Crawford Central School District hereby approves the security service proposal contract for school year 2020-2021 with Woodridge Detective Agency and Security Service LLC. And I need a motion.
So moved.
Kevin? Second? Jeff? Thank you. Questions or comments?
I have a couple questions. Is it in the contract that if these games or other organizations aren't able to provide what they're going to, are we still paying?
That's what Tim was adding to the contract.
No.
Yes.
I thought that was the other contract.
That's not this one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
To the SRO one.
No, you added to the SRO. This one, we said it was okay because it was
Because it's
hourly.
Yeah.
Right, I'm sorry, Frank. I got it mixed up. Sorry.
So did I.
Yep, I got it mixed up. Sorry, Frank.
Any more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Be it resolved that the Board of School Directors of Crawford Central School District hereby approves the first and second reading of job description 23.1 K-6 intervention instructor at the elementary level. And I need a motion.
So moved.
Delwood, second. Kevin, thank you. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries 8-1. Be it resolved that the Board of School Directors of Crawford Central School District hereby approves James L. Applebaum, D.O., and Casey Stover, P.A.C., performing the district's mandated physicals for the 2020-2021 school year at the rate of $100 an hour, and I need a motion.
Motion. So moved.
Jeff, thank you.
Second.
Melissa, second, thank you. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. This resolution is for approval of the Title IX Coordinator and other designations, and I'm going to summarize the page-long review here. And it basically is due to the new Title IX regulations that went into effect August 14th, 2020, that we will comply with these new regulations and develop a policy that is aligned with the new regs as soon as possible. And I need a first. Jeff?
Second.
Second, Kevin. Questions or comments?
I have a comment on this, and when people start adding more garbage to the stuff we're already expected to follow, when we've got to figure out basically how to educate our kids, it just baffles me.
Anybody else? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries 8-1. Be it resolved that the Board of School Directors of Crawford Central School District hereby approves that for as long as it remains in effect, any approved sick leave taken pursuant to the provisions of the Families First Coronavirus Response Act for an employee's own illness that prevents the employee from performing his or her job will be designated as special sick leave and reported as such to PEASers. And I need a motion. Jeff, thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Delwood. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Be it resolved that the Board of School Directors of Crawford Central School District hereby approves the settlement resolution agreement and general release, and I need a motion.
So moved.
Delwood, thank you. And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kevin. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries 8-1. Be it resolved that the Board of School Directors of Crawford Central School District hereby approves the following personnel schedules. Schedule A, B, C, D, H, I, and M. And I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
And a second, Melissa? Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. And I now turn it over to Mr. Washington for comment.
Well, Madam President, since we have a number of people who want to speak, I'm going to just turn my time over to them so that we can hear from them. I know, just gauging the room, we have some people who want to speak about sports, which was not on the agenda tonight, which after talking to everyone, we have a majority of our board members who agreed with moving forward with fall sports. And so that was what we talked, and when I called and talked to people, that's what we agreed to. So it doesn't necessarily require a vote on our part, talking to our solicitor late Friday night. So because PIAA has moved forward with sports, then we are doing the same, which would include, so we can clear up, which would include band and cheer. Obviously, we have to adhere to all of the rules and regulations of the CDC and all those guidelines. So I just want everybody to know the difference with the band, which is we've always talked about, is because we have that 250 limit, it would be that the band and cheerleaders would do home games, because we don't want to get caught in a scenario where we're over 250 and somebody can't get in or whatever it is. So it would be our home games that we would be doing. We will let District 10 know that we are moving forward with sports, and there is going to be the way I understand it, is that District 10 is going to reshape the schedule a little bit so that it's almost county competitions as opposed to traveling, except it's going to be a little bit different for MASH as opposed to Cochranton, because you have to play schools in your size. So what will happen is they will restructure some of the games and move forward from there. And I believe that's what I explained to everybody. And but we'll hear from you, but I wanted you to know that that's where we are and that's the information we have. And so I'll turn it over to the folks who still wanted to speak. Keep in mind, if they sign up, is it 5 minutes or 3 minutes? 3 minutes? 3 minutes. 3 minutes, okay? So I know, is it okay for me to start? And you don't have to go to the podium, you can just stand at your seat, if you like.
Thank you.
Sure.
And my name is Bonnie Van Nort Guffey. I'm the parent of a MASH freshman this year. And I'd like to just talk to you a moment about the athletics, band, cheer, and any extracurricular.
John, I don't want to, I need to interrupt, but I'm getting some notification on my phone just to let Armstrong know that on the TV, there's no sound.
Okay, they're saying they're not picking up your
So I don't
sound
know.
out there in TV land.
Yeah, all right, I just wanted to share that, I just saw it, and
Okay.
with the people speaking, I thought maybe something should be recorded.
Now when we really need you, Bonnie.
That's right. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the athletics, band, and any extracurricular school activities, cheering. This has been a very difficult 5 months in dealing with COVID-19. And according to the Centers for Disease and Control and Prevention, symptoms of anxiety disorder and depressive disorder have increased considerably in the United States during April to June of 2020, compared to the same period of 2019. Our students need to be stimulated in the classroom, in athletics, band, cheer, extracurricular activities. I know you've already said that you're moving forward, but it's just imperative that we help our children, our students move forward, be accustomed doing daily things that they enjoy. Let's shape our children into productive students, people of society, in our society, and I just ask that you let our students participate. Thank you.
Hello.
Okay. Yep.
As most of you know, I'm her daughter, Cammie Guffey. I'm an upcoming freshman at MASH, a cross-country and track runner, and a soccer player. I'm here today to urge you to approve of sports. Despite what people are saying about playing and how it can be dangerous, I have to disagree. We're already taking the necessary precautions to be safe, and we would actually be more unhealthy without sports. Obesity affected 18.5% of children and adolescents, and that'd be roughly 13.7 million people. According to WebMD, 40% of Americans are obese. Also, though people under age 60 are generally considered at low risk for COVID-19, Dr. Jennifer Leiter's team found that those who are obese are twice as likely to be hospitalized for the disease. By continuing our sports program, you are helping us stay safe against two of America's most prominent health issues, obesity and the coronavirus. By disapproving, you are leaving us susceptible to a large chunk of unstructured free time. The National Center for Biotechnology Information says, when questioning practitioners on how they tend to assess a child's physical activity level, it became evident that structured physical activities were usually considered as the main opportunity for energy expenditure in children. The main opportunity. In taking that away, all sense of staying physically fit is lost to most kids. Sports keep us healthy. And in our current state, we are even more protected when we wear masks, stay 6 feet apart when not active, not sharing any object that has not been touched by others and that hasn't been sanitized. Coach Jim Miller has imprinted on his soccer players this one phrase: fear is the absence of faith. So please, have faith that we will do the right thing because we know we need to stay safe. And finally, I would like to share something David wrote in Psalm 19:5. Like strong man, he runs his course with joy. Runs with joy. That's what we're doing here. We practice our sports joyfully because they give us a sense of community, discipline, strength, integrity, gratification, and happiness. So please, let us play sports. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job, guys.
I haven't prepared a speech.
Just
My-
give us your name and grade.
Yeah, my name is Michaela Kelso. I'll be going to MASH next year, 9th grade. I'll keep this short and sweet. We need sports. We've followed all the regulations. We stay 6 feet apart. In soccer, at least, it's a game of social distancing anyway. So we do this on the field. We have our cones. Everything's all spread out. Yeah, obesity is a problem. Structure needs to be there. I think that's about it. Thank you.
Assume the little ones are already going. No? Okay, so we're gonna move over, no? I see you back there hiding, okay. So, I knew you had something to say.
Yep, my name's Ryan Messenger. I would just like to thank the board members for their discussion around this today, and also including the band and cheer in that discussion as well, too. That's what I was here to discuss this evening. My only question would be, just past this for the band, LMBA has canceled the seasons as far as band shows, so there won't be any official band shows, but has allowed the schools the decisions on their own if they still want to hold a festival or something along those lines. From my understanding, extracurriculars have been told that they can't travel, but I'm wondering, in that situation where the band could travel together to a show, and if they feel safe and that the situation is appropriate for social distancing.
So I'll give you the answer so the board can hear my answer. We need to see how things happen. We need to get kids in school, see how things go. And I've said I'm not against shows, but I just want to open up and see how things go.
Okay.
I do know that some bands are looking at competing virtually, taping and sending it virtually, but I am not against it. But we just, people, it's hard for me to try to predict the unknown.
Sure.
And so we'd like to see how things go and see how things open up.
Okay.
And, maybe get through a couple of hiccups first.
Yeah.
And then we can look at that.
And also, Mr. Washington, from what I understand, these extracurriculars have to approve their traveling and meeting before. Is that policy going to be waived?
Obviously, we're not going to say we're in waive policy, but I think I have a very reasonable board, and they have been reasonable all along. So we know that if I could, get the information and talk to the board about it, they're very reasonable.
Okay.
But they're very concerned too. I mean, they're going to want to know where they're traveling to, what that area is like and everything too. So I get what they're asking me is we typically have to approve it the month before they go, right? And what they're asking is if in this scenario with everything going on with coronavirus, if they decide to submit stuff and let's say it doesn't make this board meeting, right? And then they have to go travel before the next board meeting, is the board willing to, in some cases, look at it and say, go ahead and we'll approve it retroactively? That's basically what they're asking me. And I basically said it's my job to grab the information and present it to the board.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the time.
Yep. No. Okay. So
All right.
that was the discussion from the public on the board and athletics.
All right.
And I think I shared it properly as to the way we're moving forward. The majority has agreed to it, and we'll follow all the rules and regulations that we've put in place already.
Thank you.
And go from there. Okay.
Are there any board comments?
Yes. I know Kevin had some concerns last Monday night, as I did, about our kids or grandkids being able to participate in some classes, even though they were perhaps in our own cyber school. And of course, I got an answer in the affirmative, which was ill-informed.
Yeah.
I would just make a request that if this is still possible, to somehow accommodate these kids, because, Kevin was the band, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a band course.
Mine was the Battle Watts class in Carcanon. And other grandkids of mine have taken these classes. And I think we are really short-sighted if somehow we don't find a way to allow these kids to do this, regardless of what the class is. Because, that really opens up, It broadens their mind, opens up their thought process, and gives them something to work for. Be it the band, battle bots, or I don't care if it's history or English or math. It's all, it needs to be looked at somehow or another. And a couple other comments. In no way do I blame this board or Mr. Washington or anybody else. But I would like to congratulate all the people in the state education, state government, federal government, for the real timely way of giving Mr. Washington and this board time to assess things, put into place a plan that would actually work, and then do it. Instead, you dump it on him 15 minutes before our board meeting. There's a teachers union represented, they don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on when the kids and parents ask me. And it's the first time in the last 13 or 14 years I've been in a position where I figure I might as well set out in a parking lot for all the good it done. And for, well, one other question I have, there was a thing in the sound off or something. The Pencrest and Conneaut are both ready to go with their own cyber school. For all their, you know, I guess you can get what I'm saying. Is this true? And if it's not true, why is it not true? And can we do it? I'm told we cannot do it like that. And I'd like an explanation on that.
Okay, you want an explanation now, or you want me to research it?
Pardon?
Pincrest, you want me to research Pincrest with Conneaut?
Oh, just so I know what I'm listening to, yeah. I just soon have an honest answer.
Okay. Okay, I'll do that, Brent. And the question was that they have their own cyber school.
My daughter used the same cyber school in Lakewood, Ohio.
No, I was just wondering, I just
Yeah,
want
well,
to that they have their own cyber school.
I believe they're using, and give me a second.
Okay.
My daughter's school picked up the same cyber school that we have subscribed to or bought. And within a week, they had an English teacher that taught these kids before was teaching them their online classes. Math, I don't care what the class is. Is Conneaut doing it? Is Pencrest doing it? And can we do, if we went to all cyber, if they shut us down, can we teach our kids one on a classroom as a classroom, be it virtually or otherwise? And if not, what have we invested all this technology money in? And that's no blame here, I'd just like to know what's going on.
I'll do that research for you.
Got it.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Anybody else? All right, then, be it resolved, there being no further business, this meeting is adjourned at 5:53. And I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.